Deep within the redwood forests of Monte Rio, California lies a place that exists more in whispers and theories than in plain sight. It is a 2,700-acre campground known as Bohemian Grove. Every summer for 2 weeks in July, this secluded patch of earth becomes a temporary home for some of the most powerful men in the world. They come from politics, from business, from the arts, and from the military. It is an all-male club, a tradition that has remained unbroken for over a century. The Grove is famous not just for who goes there, but for the profound secrecy that surrounds everything that happens within its leafy boundaries. This secrecy has turned it into a focal point for researchers, journalists, and conspiracy theorists, all trying to peek behind the redwood curtain. The official purpose of this annual encampment is simple enough. It is meant to be a retreat, a place where influential men can escape the pressures of their daily lives. The club's motto is "Weaving spiders come not here," which is supposed to mean that business deals and outside worries should be left at the gate. Men are encouraged to relax, enjoy nature, and participate in artistic performances, from plays to concerts. It is presented as a sophisticated summer camp for the global elite. However, the sheer concentration of power in one place, combined with the intense privacy, has led many to question whether a simple vacation is all that is really going on. This is not just any gathering. The membership list reads like a who's who of American and global influence. It has included United States presidents, cabinet officials, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and high-ranking media executives. The idea is that these men, freed from public scrutiny, can connect on a more personal level. They sleep in rustic cabins, share meals at long outdoor tables, and wander through the ancient forest. The exclusivity is a key part of its allure. To get in, you must be a member or a guest of a member. And importantly, for its entire history, women have been strictly excluded from membership, a policy that has itself generated significant controversy and legal challenges over the years. The mystery of Bohemian Grove is what keeps it alive in the public imagination. It is a paradox, a place dedicated to escaping the world that seems to have a profound, if hidden, influence on it. People wonder what is said in quiet conversations under the giant trees. They question whether major political decisions or corporate strategies are informally hatched, far from any official record. The Grove represents a hidden network of power, a place where the lines between friendship, business, and governance might blur. It is this blend of exclusivity, power, and secrecy that makes it one of the most talked about and enigmatic institutions in modern history. The story of Bohemian Grove begins not in a forest but in the bustling city of San Francisco. In 1872, a group of journalists, artists, and musicians formed the Bohemian Club. They saw themselves as bohemians, people who lived for art and culture, often in defiance of conventional society. They were writers, actors, and painters who wanted a private space to socialize and share their creative work. Their initial gatherings were informal affairs held in the city, filled with discussions, performances, and a general sense of camaraderie among like-minded men. It was a club born from a desire for artistic freedom and intellectual companionship, a world away from the corridors of power it would later be associated with. The club's first summer retreat into the woods happened in 1878. It was intended as a farewell party for a departing member, the actor Henry Harry Edwards. The men ventured into the redwood forests of Marin County for a celebration that was so enjoyable they decided to make it an annual tradition. This first encampment was a simple affair, but it planted the seed for something much grander. They discovered that the natural setting of the forest provided a unique backdrop for their artistic pursuits and a powerful escape from urban life. The redwoods, with their ancient and imposing presence, became a symbol of the club's retreat from the ordinary world. As the years went by, the club's membership started to change. While artists and journalists were still members, the club began to attract wealthier and more influential men from the world of business and finance. These new members had the resources to secure a permanent location for the summer encampment. In 1899, the club purchased its first parcel of land in Monte Rio, the area that would become the permanent Bohemian Grove. The transition was significant. What started as a scrappy group of artists was slowly becoming an institution of the establishment, with the financial backing to create a truly exclusive and private sanctuary for its growing list of prominent members. This shift in membership also subtly altered the club's purpose. While the bohemian spirit of art and performance remained a core part of the encampment's activities, the Grove also became a place for networking among the elite. The original Bohemians might have frowned upon it, but the reality was that powerful men were now gathering in an informal setting, building relationships that could extend far beyond the 2-week retreat. The Grove evolved from a simple artistic escape into a complex social institution, a private playground where the kings of industry and politics could mingle under the guise of a bohemian holiday, far away from the prying eyes of the public. At the heart of Bohemian Grove's mystique is its most famous and theatrical ritual, the Cremation of Care. This ceremony takes place on the first Saturday of the encampment, an elaborate production set before a 40-foot concrete owl statue that stands by the Grove's artificial lake. The owl, a symbol of knowledge, serves as the backdrop for a dramatic play. The ceremony involves robed figures, music, and pyrotechnics. It is designed to symbolize the casting away of the members' worldly worries and concerns. An effigy, representing dull care, is brought across the lake on a small boat and placed on an altar. After some incantations, the effigy is set on fire, symbolically freeing the men to enjoy their holiday. The symbolism of the ceremony is officially explained as a piece of theatrical fun, a way to set the tone for the retreat. The members see it as a cathartic and artistic expression, a tradition that connects them to the club's bohemian roots in theater and performance. For them, it is no different from a college fraternity ritual, or a complex Masonic play. It is a shared experience that bonds the members together, kicking off their 2 weeks of relaxation with a dramatic flourish. From the inside, it is described as a harmless, if slightly strange, bit of pageantry. The use of robes and fire is meant to be dramatic, not sinister, a nod to ancient traditions and the power of myth. However, to outsiders, the Cremation of Care looks very different. The imagery of robed figures burning an effigy before a giant owl idol has fueled decades of conspiracy theories. In 2000, filmmaker Alex Jones famously infiltrated the Grove and secretly recorded the ceremony. His footage, though grainy, showed the ritual in detail and presented it as evidence of pagan or even occult practices. This recording spread like wildfire across the internet, solidifying the Grove's reputation as a place of dark secrets. People began to speculate that the ceremony was not symbolic, but a genuine ritual with a sinister purpose, linking it to everything from secret societies to ancient Babylonian rites. These rumors have taken on a life of their own, painting the Grove as a place where the global elite engage in bizarre and disturbing activities. The secrecy surrounding the event only adds fuel to this fire. Because the club refuses to comment publicly on the ceremony or allow independent observation, speculation fills the void. Was it a mock human sacrifice, as some claimed? Was the owl a pagan deity being worshipped? While members insist it is all just a play, the powerful imagery and the lack of transparency have allowed the most extreme interpretations to flourish, making the Cremation of Care the most controversial and talked about secret in the woods. The club's motto, "Weaving spiders come not here," is a declaration against bringing business and worldly schemes into the Grove. It is meant to enforce a code of relaxation. Yet, the intense secrecy required to maintain this carefree environment has had the opposite effect on public perception. The privacy is absolute. Members are forbidden from discussing what happens inside, and journalists are strictly kept out. This information blackout creates a vacuum that has been filled with speculation about what the motto truly hides. Critics argue that it is naive to believe that powerful men can gather for 2 weeks without their conversations turning to politics, finance, and global strategy. This has led to numerous controversies over the years. Protesters regularly gather at the entrance of the Grove during the summer encampment, decrying the club as a shadow government where corporate and political elites collude against the public interest. They point to historical events like the claim that the Manhattan Project was first conceived at the Grove in 1942 as evidence that major decisions are indeed made there. The all-male membership policy has also been a continuous source of conflict, leading to lawsuits and accusations of sexism, reinforcing the image of the Grove as an old boys club where powerful men perpetuate their privilege away from modern standards of inclusivity. In reality, the truth of Bohemian Grove likely lies somewhere between the innocent summer camp and the sinister global conspiracy. The primary verifiable outcome of the encampment is networking. The Grove provides an unparalleled opportunity for influential individuals to form personal bonds. A casual conversation with a CEO or a future president over a drink can be more valuable than a dozen formal meetings. These relationships undoubtedly have an impact on the world, but it is likely more subtle than a grand, unified plot. It is the soft power of shared experience and friendship among the elite, a social glue that strengthens existing power structures. The enduring legacy of Bohemian Grove is its potent symbolism. It represents the nexus of power, privilege, and secrecy that many people feel defines the modern world. Whether it is a place of harmless fun or a hub for backroom deals, its existence continues to raise important questions about transparency and influence. As long as the most powerful people in the world feel the need to gather in a secret forest to burn an effigy of care, the public will continue to wonder what other, more consequential things they might be doing. The Grove's greatest power may not be what happens inside it, but the endless mystery it projects to the world outside.